Kesti to F Pack that blows your pains away. My name is Azari Barnabas Akrugu. From now to 5, we'll be bringing you the latest on sports, local and foreign tidbits as well. So stay tuned, stay connected. The best of sports news that will be given to you. Nazif is seated right here in the studio. In the meantime, we'll get back to him and then we'll digest some of the news that we have here. Chris Houghton has come out with certain talks. What is he saying? That if he had had more time in the Black Star, he would have done better. Otuado is also saying that he can still improve, or there's still a lot they can do. There's a lot here that we would be looking at right here in the studio. So please do not flick your dial. Can't cast it to F Pack. Today we are live on Facebook. You can join us live on Facebook, Fiila FM on Facebook, Fiila FM on TikTok as well. We are there so that you can join. You leave your comments there, we'll read it for you, and then also you share and like for us as well. Moving on to the foreign front, Brighton and Real Madrid. Brighton wants Real Madrid 21-year-old Spanish striker, that is Gonzalo Garcia, on loan in January, with Leeds United and Southampton also potentially interested in the striker, who was the top scorer in the FIFA Club World Cup. That is from Gonzalo Garcia in Real Madrid. Manchester United have been joined with Borussia Dortmund in a race to sign 16-year-old Swedish forward, that is Kelvin Fiila, from AIK Stockholm. That is from Manchester United and Borussia Dortmund trying to secure his signature. Liverpool are leading the race to sign Bournemouth and Ghanaian forward, that is Antoine Semenyo, who is 25 years old, but would face a competition with Tottenham Hotspur and the likes of Manchester City as well. Manchester United boss, that is Ruben Amorim, admires Antoine Semenyo, but meeting his 65 million euros release clause with Bournemouth would be difficult for the club to do in January. That is from Manchester United boss Ruben Amorim. Potentially would like to have Antoine Semenyo in his lineup. AC Milan are interested in German striker, that is Nicolas Folklore, 32-year-old, who has been told he can leave West Ham in January. West Ham, Everton and Roma are keen in signing Manchester United striker Joshua Zirkzee, with the Netherlands international 24-year-old willing to leave Old Trafford in the January transfer window. Barcelona also monitoring the Crystal Palace defender Mark Guehi, 25 years old, but Liverpool are still favourite to sign the English international. That is from Mark Guehi. Senegal striker Nicolas Jackson, 24, would remain on loan at Bayern Munich for the rest of the season rather than to return to his parent club, that is Chelsea, in January. The new contract offer to Fulham boss, that is Marco Silva, is 3 years, with a Portuguese current deal at the Craven Cottage set to expire in the end of the season. The former Liverpool development coach, that is Victor Motos, is leading a contender to take over the Swansea manager, having impressed with the Portuguese second division side, that is Maritimo, this season. Talks between Manchester United and Kobe Menu over and a new contract have been put on hold as the 20-year-old midfielder eyeing a leave or a loan leave to Napoli in January in search for more playing time. Manchester United turned down Chelsea offer, including Belgium midfielder, that is Romeo Lavia, 21-year-old, for France forwarder Christopher Nkunku, 28, as part of the deal in the 21-year-old Argentina Alejandro Garnacho to join the Blues. That is from Manchester United. There's a lot going in the foreign, but when we come to our local side too, we still have more there to give, because there's a lot going in our Premier League. The newly club that have been joined to the FIFA World Cup, that is Curaçao, has made history as the smallest nation to qualify for the World Cup. Curaçao, that is from, have made history by becoming the smallest nation ever to qualify for the FIFA World Cup, securing their place after the goalless draw against Jamaica in Kingston. The results ended Jamaica's hope of returning to the tournament for the first time since 1998 and led the McLean's resignation. Curaçao, with population of just over 150 million and land area smaller than island of Man, has made a record of becoming the smallest nation to join the FIFA World Cup that is coming on 2026. We will return something great. That is from our sports minister, Honorable Kofi Adam, stating it clearly and emphatically that the West African football heavyweights are set for the 5th World Cup appearance after finishing on top of the Group I during the qualifying series. The 2026 World Cup, which would become co-hosted by United States, Canada and Mexico, would feature an expanded 48 format, with Ghana earning one of the African spots in the 9th automatic slot. Whilst insisting that the Black Star is more than prepared for the tournament, Kofi Adams affirmed that the team will return with something great after the global showpiece. And that is from our sports minister, ensuring that yes, Ghana is going to do something and we are returning with something great. Black Star more than prepared for the 2026 World Cup. That is from Kofi Adam, our sports minister. He's stating it clear that the Black Star are more than prepared for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Otuado will improve before the World Cup. That is coming from our coach, assuring us that the team will definitely going to improve. This is an assurance coming after the 4-time African champions suffered second consecutive defeat in the November international window after losing 2-0 to Japan last Friday at the Toyota Stadium in Nwoya. And then the Black Stars suffer another defeat against South Korea on Tuesday at the Seoul World Cup Stadium. Following the defeat, Otuado's speaking to the press on Tuesday says, for the World Cup there will still be some months to go for us to improve. Surely also in all aspects, impressing, creating chances but not allowing chances, still room to improve, especially for Ghana. That is from our coach, assuring us that the Black Star will definitely improve. And Otuado also made it clear that our high press did not work against South Korea. That is from our president, our coach, that is Otuado, stating it that the high press against South Korea didn't work. This is coming from Asante Kotoko. I'm going through a lot as a coach. That is from Coach Karim Zito, stating it that Zito remark comes after the Popcorn Warriors held their 1-1 drill in Sunday match on 10th encounter at the Babaya Stadium. Although Kotoko remained the only unbeaten side in the league this season, the coach acknowledged that the consistent setback are complicated his plans. Not losing and getting 1 point is better, but I'm not trying to fix excuses. He said, what I'm going through in this club is not easy. If you don't have mental toughness, you can't. Every day of the week some players get injured. That is from the coach, and he added that their forward, that is Dauda Saka, was pressed into action despite not being fully fit. That is from the coach, stating that he's going through a lot. Our former coach, that's Chris Houghton, has come out with something. I would have done better if I was given enough time as Black Star coach. That is from Chris Houghton, stating that the former Black Star coach, Chris Houghton, says he would have preferred to be given more time on his job after his sack. having served as a technical advisor to Otuado ahead of the 2022 World Cup. The former Brighton and Hove Albion manager was confirmed as the substantive head coach after Otuado left his job after the Mundial in Qatar. However, after the Black Star exit in the group stage phase of the 2023 African Cup of Nations, that is AFCON in Ivory Coast, the Ghana Football Association, the GFA, confirmed the sacking of the former Nottingham Forest boss. Speaking to a sister station, Hilton admit that the national team job requires more time compared to the club football. It's about structures. I was told that when you are used to club level, it does take some time to adjust to national team football, but the stakes didn't give me more time to do my work. That is from our former coach Chris Houghton, stating it emphatically that he needed more time. This is coming from St. Johnson, a former Black Star player, stating that a former Ghanaian defender, Sam Johnson, had expressed concern over the Black Star winless Asian tour, warning that back-to-back losses could affect the nation FIFA ranking ahead of the 2026 World Cup. This might be very true. Ghana suffered 2-0 victory against Japan, followed by 1-0 victory loss against South Korea, leaving the team without a win in the friendly. Speaking to a sister station, Johnson described the results as trouble, particularly with the World Cup on a buzzing. This is from Sam Johnson. Nazif is seated. We would welcome Nazif to the studio and then digest some of the issue, especially Chris Houghton statement that he needed more time. Is it true? Nazif, you are welcome.
Electric.
I hope everything is fine.
Alhamdulillah, everything is
yes. Are we starting from the foreign or we deep into Otuado's and then Chris Houghton's issue?
Wherever you want us to pass.
Okay, so let's start with Chris Houghton, stating that he would have done better if he had given enough time as the head coach of Black Star. Do you side with him, looking at his stats, what he did?
Electric, once again, a very good evening to our listeners. It's been a wonderful day so far, and let's thank them for always staying with us. And to start with, Chris Houghton, in fact, I think that if you take a look at the trajectory in which our coaching system or our national team coaching system has been, it is only fair enough for whoever will ask for enough time, because since, in fact, if you take a look at somebody like Kwesi Appiah, when he left the scene, he wasn't doing that bad, and after him, his predecessors or whoever comes after Kwesi Appiah, if you take a look at their statistics, they have all been quite average as compared to what is happening now. Yes, he talking about needing enough time. I think each and every coach needs enough time to be able to get whatever he or she wants. But let's not also forget that this is a particular job. I keep on saying that it has a lot of demands, and you have to keep going as whenever you are being given the mantle. And if Chris Houghton is here telling us that he needed enough time or he needed more time, he could be heard of giving enough time, but again, why he was that small time or that time he had, what was he able to do with the time, and what was the demands of the federation that gave him the opportunity to become the coach of the Black Stars? And clearly, I think that looking at what happened, you can't fire or you can't go against what the federation did, because at that time or at that particular time, the results he was producing wasn't palatable, and clearly, as I said, the job demands results, and if you are not giving the results, definitely you'll be asked to leave the door, and clearly that is what happened. And for him asking for enough time, I think it's only fair for everybody to ask of enough time, because if you take a look at what is happening today, clearly you could clearly see that somebody, I mean, today our coach is having enough time, or he's having the time that Chris Hughton would have wished to have, to be able to turn things around, but he didn't get that chance, or he didn't get that opportunity. And I mean, it's only fair to him that I mean, he will keep on going forward, or he will keep on focusing on what he's doing next. And if possible, there's a time for him to come back for the to the Black Stars. Maybe he might find a way of dealing, or he might find a way of handling things different from what he did in the previous time.
All right, that's from Nazif. Let's dip into tonight's awards that is coming on in Morocco. We start with the African Player of the Year. The nominees are Mohamed Salah, that is for Egypt and Liverpool; Ashraf Hakimi, Morocco and PSG; Victor Osimhen, Nigeria, Galatasaray. Let's start with that one, then we'll move on to the goalkeeping department.
Yes. I think, in fact, the news we are picking is that Victor Osimhen might not be able to attend the event because of his injury that he picked up, and he's traveling to.
Is it not because he's not winning it?
No, not really.
But Ballon d'Or, Dembele was injured, but he was there to pick his award.
Yes, but Dembele was diagnosed before that day. But this one, I mean, he has to go for an MRI scan.
Okay.
So that's why he's leaving the place to back to Turkey for his treatment. And I mean, it's quite unfortunate, because if you take a look at this, is an event that you would have wished to get all the stars in there and all that. And for me, as I said, in fact, yesterday we laid down some of the statistics, or some of the key pointers that would see the winner. Personally, I have always said, I mean, since the announcement, in fact, even before the announcement, I have made my predictions that all things being equal, Ashraf Hakimi should be the winner of this particular award, because if you take a look at his performance last season, even till today, that he's even injured, you could clearly see his influence, you could clearly see his dominance whenever he's part of the PSG team. And I mean, it is not fluke that if you take a look at Europe last season, when you are to make mention of any first 11, or if you are to make mention of any best positions on the field of play,
yes.
Where he plays for, or his position, he has always been the key one to show up. I mean, being the right back of PSG, and his influence in the Moroccan national team too, tells you that this is a particular player who had a very fantastic season last season. And I mean, he winning the UEFA Champions League is the icing on the cake, because for the French League they have made it clear that it is theirs to lose. So for him to be part of, or to be integral part of PSG winning the UEFA Champions League last season, it tells you a lot about what he has been able to do. So for me, I think that he stands the chance of winning this particular one. And I mean, this would be his first time of winning it. If you take a look at his competitors, the likes of Mo Salah, who has won it before, I think he has won it twice.
Yes, twice.
And Victor Osimhen too, he has also won it before. And clearly, I foresee Ashraf Hakimi winning this particular one in there.
All right, on the goalkeepers of the year, or the goalkeeper of the year, we have Yassine Bonu, Morocco and Al Hilal; Muniru Mohamedi, that is Morocco, and RS Bakani, and then we have Rowan Williams of South Africa, and then Mamelodi Sanders. These are the three nominees for the goalkeeper of the year.
Yes, I think it is a very tight one in there, because if you take a look at Yassine Bonu, in fact, he has been a veteran goalkeeper on the African continent, because if you take a look at his influence in his team, in fact, in the Moroccan team, you could clearly see that this is a goalkeeper who commands a lot of he has a lot of command whenever he's in the post of the national team. And again, if you take a look at his move from Sevilla to Al Hilal, the money involved, it's quite surprising to see a goalkeeper from Africa moving to Al Hilal, or moving from a club to another club with this huge sums of money. Even though this, UAE team or this Saudi team comes in with a lot of money, but it also tells you about the quality he possesses. And clearly, if you take a look at his performance there too, you could clearly see that this is a goalkeeper who has been a top notch, who has been a standard whenever it comes to goalkeeping in Africa. And the other one is Williams, who has, in fact, last season I think he was part of the final nominees for even world for world goalkeeping. And clearly his performance with Mamelodi Sundowns too, there's no doubt about his performance. If you take a look at his contribution into the Mamelodi Sundowns team, this is a goalkeeper. Clearly, you could clearly see that he has influence in the team, and he's part of one of their their captains of the team or leaders of the team. So it tells you that this is a particular goalkeeper who also have a lot of command whenever it comes to his national team and the club side. And South Africa, we all saw what they have been able to do so far. Being able to qualify ahead of Nigeria in the same group with Nigeria to qualify for the World Cup. It tells you that they have also been able to reach to a certain pedestal. And he is also one influential player or one influential goalkeeper who has contributed a lot when it comes to the Egyptian, the South African national team. So this is fair. In fact, it's fair enough for these two goalkeepers to be in there. And the third one you made mention of.
Yes. That's Muniru Mohammed.
Yes.
That's from Morocco, and then RS Bakani.
Yes. In fact, for him, clearly you could clearly see that his performance with Bakani, his performance with Morocco. In fact, if you take a look at the Moroccan national team, clearly they are. As it stands now, they are the enlightenment of African football, or they are the club whenever, or the national team that's pull on that calls for the shots whenever it's about national team, because the Moroccan team, they have built a lot of grounds to be able to enter into each and every award scheme whenever it comes to African football, because they are dominating African football as it stands now. And clearly, I'm not surprised to see him there. But for me, I will go in for Williams to win this particular one, because if you take a look at his performance last season through to this season, what he has been able to do with Mamelodi Sundowns and what he has been able to do with South African team, I will go in for him. But I think the keeper, the keeper or the player that will give him a lot of competition or a tough competition would be
Yassine
Bonu, who has a lot of experience on the African continent and in his club that he's playing for, which is Al Ahly in Saudi Arabia.
All right, so we move on to the men's coach of the year. We have Busista, that is Cape Verde coach, and then Mohamed Kwabi of Morocco under 20, and then Walid Regragui, that is for Morocco. So these are the three coaches: Rubista for Cape Verde, Mohamed Kwabi for Morocco under 20, and Walid Regragui for Morocco national team.
In fact, I will go in for. In fact, it's a very tough one. Without a doubt, it's a very tough one.
Cape Verde.
Yes. If you take a look at Walid Regragui, in fact, for Morocco, last season he was the best coach for African football, and it tells you what he has been able to do with the African football. In fact, if you even take a look at the qualifiers, they are one of the clubs that qualified very early on the African continent. They won almost every game that they played as a country in the World Cup qualifiers. So it tells you that when it comes to the coaching system of Africa or the coaching terrain in Africa, this is one coach that you cannot write away. You cannot write the history of African football aside him. In fact, even if you take a look at the World Cup, the last World Cup, he was the first coach, or he was the first coach to have been able to qualify to the semis of the tournament, because there hasn't been a African country who has been able to do that. So fast forward this season, if you take a look at his performances, clearly, he has been accumulating a lot of wins, or he has been winning a lot of games that he has played. So clearly he's supposed to be there without a doubt. And the other coach that personally I will go in for is Pedro Breto. In fact, not necessarily because of anything, but for him being able to for the first time qualifying your country, which is Cape Verde, to the World Cup. That is a very big achievement to be able to do. It doesn't come easy for the qualification of African football to the World Cup, because if you take a look at our system, or if you take a look at the route of us qualifying to the World Cup, I always say that is why personally for me, I have always said that for FIFA to increase the numbers to what we are seeing now, I personally am very happy about it, because of we will get the chance to come to witness this kind of clubs or this kind of national teams and their coaches, and clearly for him being able to do that, I think it's fair enough for him to be at least to be part of the final three in there, and possibly if he wins it, I will not be surprised because of what he has been able to do with the Cape Verde team. In fact, when we are talking about African football, Cape Verde isn't the powerhouse of African football, so for a coach to be able to pick them from wherever they were and be able to qualify them for the first World Cup, it tells you a lot about what the coach has been able to put in place, and that is at least a very big achievement for the for the coach in there. And the final one is Mohamed, who is the coach of Morocco, right?
Yes, Morocco under 20.
Yes, under 20 Morocco. In fact, it says it all for him to be able to win the under 20 tournament. It tells you that there's no doubt about it that he is supposed to be there to also represent at least for if not for anything, at least for being able to win the under 20. But for me, I foresee Pedro Breto to be able to win this particular one, or Walid Rugalion to retain it for the second time in there.
All right, let's move on to the women's category, where our own, that is Black Queens, are part. We start with the women's national team of the year. We have Ghana, Morocco, and Nigeria. These are the three nominees: Ghana, Morocco, Nigeria for the women's national team of the year.
I think, as I said, Ghana, yes, we have been able to gain a lot of points when you take a look at our performances last season, and that is why this year, early this year, we were talking about our coach. What he has been able to do with the team. For some time now, this is the first time that we have been able to achieve this kind of performance. So kudos to the coach and the team as well. But if you take a look at what Morocco has been able to do, even to some extent, yes, Nigeria is also there. In fact, Nigeria, when it comes to African football, women's football, clearly Nigeria called the shots. Nigeria to some extent, maybe South Africa and co. And clearly, for them to be in there, it tells you that they have also put in a lot of things there. In fact, if you take a look at the achievements, these are three clubs, or these are three national teams that have been able to achieve a lot when it comes to the women's football. So I personally am not surprised to see these three teams in there, but the voting will determine who wins in this particular one. But I personally see the competition to be between the Moroccan national team and the Nigerian national women's team in this particular order, in this particular fixture.
All right, that is from Nazif. Let's dip quickly into the foreign front. Just what is coming on right now is that Paul Pogba is finally back after 26 months away. Pogba is set to make his return to the field this weekend against Rennes. Pogba is finally back after serving his band and then coming back with injury and other stuff. We are likely to see Pogba again this weekend against Rennes.
Electric, personally, Paul Labili Pogba is one of my favorite players, not necessarily because of anything, but his style of play, his mentality, and his vision when it comes to the distribution he did in the midfield. But I'm also one of the players who is very disappointed with his career trajectory because of how he started and the way in which his career changed, because whether you like it or not, he's one of the talented midfielders you come across. And if you take a look at him from the Manchester United grassroots football or the academy and through to Juventus, from Juventus back to Manchester United and now to Juventus and now to Monaco, it tells you that this is a career that we were expecting to see a lot of, or there is a particular player that most of us were expecting to see more from him. I mean, if you take a look at the players he started with, the players, I mean, he was in a group with. I mean, this was a player who was very brilliant and all those things. But I mean, this is also, I mean, similar to how life treats everyone. I mean, football, I always say that football is sometimes the way it pans out to be like the way, I mean, our daily lives is, and clearly that is what, I mean, it's happened. I mean, for him coming back, I think it's a very big one for French football and for each and every football level fan, because we all know the excitement he normally brings on the field of play. So it's a very good one, or it's a very good news for his family, and I mean the Monaco fraternity as well. And kudos to him, and he's welcome, and we hope and pray that at least he will not be he will be fully fit and will not be I mean going back again. We will not be going front and back again with the injuries and all those things. I mean, kudos to the psychology of the Monaco as well, because it doesn't come easy.
Yes, it's not easy.
For a player to stay out, or for a player to stay away for
26 months.
Yes. So that is almost
2
years or three,
yes.
Getting to 3. So it tells you that it takes a lot for a player to be able to bounce back after all these things. And to Monaco as well, for them believing in him and giving him the second opportunity, or for them giving him another opportunity to come and execute whatever it is. I mean, kudos to them, and this is what the football, I mean, needs.
Okay. Yesterday, history was made. That is Kukuratio, the smallest nation ever to qualify for the World Cup. Yesterday, from the glimpses of videos, you could see that they were very happy. It's like they didn't know they would qualify.
In fact, Electric, population of 156,000.
Small.
156,000.
This is too small.
Very, very small.
Very small.
I think if we are to even take them to, I think Kumasi is even populated.
Yes.
So it tells you how it's, and again, Electric, again, you understand why some of us are very happy about the FIFA decision to, I mean, open up for more clubs to be able to compete. Because if you take a look at, in fact, that was yesterday. We were talking about the comments Gattuso passed about Africa and the CONCACAF and all those things. These are some of the reasons why. If you take a look at those days, the time the World Cup started, I mean, Africa wasn't getting even a slot, and it gets to a point Africa started getting one slot, from 1 to 2, from 2 to 4, and now we are getting 9. So it tells you that these are some of the reasons why, I mean, we should be getting. I mean, the opening up, or the extend for FIFA to decide to extend its, I mean, number of teams or clubs that will come. This is one of the reasons why we should be. I mean, we should embrace it, or we should be happy about it, because if you take a look at this, I mean, country, I mean, how would you hear of this country?
If not
you
World Cup.
If not, I mean, World Cup, or if not football, how would you hear about these countries? You understand? And a country with, I mean, only 156 population. I mean, Electric. It tells you a lot about this country, and for them to be able to qualify, it didn't come easy. In fact, there's another club too on the there's another national team too as well, which is Haiti. Yes. Haiti has also Haiti has also been able to qualify. In fact, from the Northern American continent, right? Yes, for Haiti to also qualify. In fact, since 1974, they haven't qualified for World Cup. In fact, that was the last time they qualified, and that's almost 50 years ago.
Wow.
You understand me? And they also been able to qualify. In fact, one thing about the Haiti own, in fact, if you take a look at the history of the Haiti, I mean, their own is very, very exciting. Electric. Why is it exciting? In fact, because it's bringing some excitement, it's bringing some joy to the people of, I mean, Haiti. As it stands now, Haiti is having a lot of political issues. In fact, as it stands now, 85% of their city, their capital, is handed by the gangs.
Wow.
You understand me? Since 2021 till today, they haven't been able to stabilize their political, I mean, issues. And since 2021 till today, the national team hasn't played any official game in Haiti. So almost all their games, almost all their qualifiers they have been playing, it has been outside Haiti, and for them to be able to qualify ahead of Honduras, ahead of Costa Rica, ahead of Nicaragua, it tells you a lot about this Haiti team. And kudos to them, congratulations to them. In fact, this is a very incredible qualification for them, because if you take a look at Haiti as a country, for them qualifying the last time, which is 1974, and for them to be able to qualify this time around, in fact, looking at even the situation in which they find themselves, for them not playing, just like Sudan, they have also not been playing their home games in Sudan. Haiti as well, in the qualifiers of the World Cup, hasn't been playing their games in Haiti. Just as I mentioned earlier on, almost 85% of their capital is, occupied by gangs.
Wow.
Electric, you understand? So imagine Tamale, or imagine Tamale here. No any political influence, or
No.
with the political influence, there's no any government handling anything. It's just gangs who are handling everything when it comes to when it's about the city, or when it's about the country, and they're going through all these things to be able to qualify the nation to the World Cup. It tells you that there would be a little bit of peace, there would be a little bit of excitement for the citizens of Haiti. And kudos to them, and again kudos to FIFA for at least for extending the numbers from 30 to now 40 plus, and that is a very great one for the world football. And here we are seeing the lives of Haiti, we are seeing the lives of your
Cape Verde.
Yes, Cape Verde,
almighty Cape Verde.
Yes, almighty. About money. You see, breast football.
Let's talk about the 40s.
It's not just
let's talk about the 40s.
It's about the attraction. You understand me? In fact, he proposed to his wife. Somewhere within the
yes, yesterday.
So it tells you that it tells you that this is a player that if he gets the opportunity to play for Brest, he will play for free. So let's move away from
yes, so I said these four clubs.
If I'm to be the one to advise Antoine Semenyo, if he is listening to me right now, I would have wished, or I would have suggest to him that he shouldn't move in this January.
Okay.
Why? Because if you take a look at his performances at Bournemouth as it stands now, there's no way that during the summer he will not be getting clubs to be chasing him.
Maybe he's afraid of injury.
Not necessarily injury. See, I said this. That was even the beginning of the season. That the biggest achievement for Bournemouth, or the biggest signing they did for before this season, is for them being able to keep Antoine Semenyo. We also, during the transfers, there were a lot of rumors for this same. I think that was Liverpool and Tottenham being the ones to chasing for him. It was just this recently that Manchester City and Manchester United have been added to the list of clubs that are chasing him. But what I'm saying is that if you take a look at his performances, the trajectory in which he's going, it tells you that clearly after this season he will get good numbers to support him.
Okay.
You understand? And Bournemouth, as it stands now, he done the. He is part of the team. He's a key man there. He's a star man there. For you to leave in January, going to a new environment, going to a club that you haven't done any preseason with them, and going to a club that might be demanding a lot for. Because if you take a look at the clubs that we are talking about, talk of Liverpool, talk of Manchester City, talk of Manchester United, and to some extent Tottenham. Maybe it is only Tottenham that will not be demanding a lot from you when it comes to winning, because Liverpool, they might be grinding for winning. They will be in competition of what? Winning the league. Manchester City, they might be in the competition of winning the league. Manchester United might be also part of the teams that will be gunning to win the league. So there will be a lot of pressure, and the coach will always settle in for players that he has worked with, he has done preseason with, and he knows what they will be able to. So for me, if I'm to advise him, I will wish and hope that he will stay for Bournemouth at this time. He should finish the season with Bournemouth. And hopefully at the end of the season, there's no doubt about it. Today we are talking about Liverpool, we are talking about Manchester, we are talking about Manchester City. Who knows? Real Madrid or Barcelona might be knocking on the door. Bayern Munich might be knocking on the door. And these are clubs that are above the likes of Tottenham, above of Manchester and all those things. So if he will listen to my advice, I will hope and pray that he will stay for the rest of the season at Bournemouth and get the goal. Because for Bournemouth, whether he scores or not, the pressure will not be there. And again, he has the form, or the form is there, and he's banging in the goals, and there's no pressure in there. So he should just enjoy his statement, his season there, and get a lot of experience, get a lot of muscles to be able to go in for the summer transfers, and hopefully one of these clubs will still be banging, will still be knocking on his door for his services.
All right. Hopefully, one of these clubs will still be knocking on his door in the summer transfer window. Our time is up. Kind courtesy to F Park that blows your pain away. You heard from Nazif Tornado being our producer for today. Today, no breasts. Today, it's all about Cape Verde because we are talking about World Cup. My name is Azari Banabasa Krugo. Tomorrow, same time, 4:45, we'll be here to give you the world of sports, latest sports updates, latest sports news, foreign news, and local news as well. Tornado, Roberto, Nazif, and then Godfred once again was part of us today. See you tomorrow, same time, 4:45.